a segue into something I've been wanting to talk about. Michael Thomas. Great question, by the way, Dimitri. So we'll segue that into that discussion. I think Michael Thomas, I started getting the sense, and I thought this relationship was over, but I started getting the sense that the door is left open when he starts resharing Saints stuff. He starts kind of showing his interest in Derek Carr and the Saints quarterback moves. And my thought is like, if you're showing interest in that, then you're not ready to leave New Orleans yet, right? Because if you're ready to leave New Orleans, you wouldn't give a rat's ass what to do in that quarterback. But he was paying attention, and then it starts coming out that the door's not closed. Then you hear the whispers at the combine that, hey, maybe they can rework something out if they get the right quarterback in. So if I'm Michael Thomas, I view it as this. How affected am I by this Saints training staff, the coaching staff? Like, is he that turned off by them? If the answer is no, then you stay in New Orleans. You're around a staff that you know. You've been recovering for a while. And we all know when Michael Thomas is healthy, and it's a big if and the when is not often, but when he's healthy, he's still Michael Thomas. Do you find a way to do an incentive-based deal where if you hit a certain amount of numbers, you're going to get your money? And I think that the reason I say that is I don't think it's as simple if Mike leaves the Saints, he's going to get his money elsewhere. I don't. I think teams around the league are going to say, hey, look, we know you're talented. We know that when you're on the field, you're a number one, but you're not on the field enough. And that could lead to him going elsewhere and getting used to a new franchise. And maybe it works. Maybe it's like a Juju Smith-Schuster thing where you go to another team, you win a Super Bowl, and all is fine and dandy. And maybe it is. And trust me, I would wish nothing more than that for Mike because Mike is an absolute dog. But I do think that the door is open. And I think Derek Carr going to the Saints now increases the chances of you keeping Michael Thomas because you're all about finding a way to win now. And you're not keeping him under his current number, obviously. So if you can rework a deal, bring him back, why not? I still think that the Saints need to improve that receiving group, right? I love Chris Olave. I love Rashid Shaheed. And I've raved about both of them. And I will continue to rave about both of them probably for the next couple of years because I think there's a lot to like between those two. They don't have a possession receiver. And I fight with everyone on this. I think Michael Thomas is the best possession receiver of his generation so far. You could bring him back in the fold. He can work the short routes. He gives Derek Carr a nice option that he can rely on when he's on the field. Why not? If the money works out for both sides, I think the Saints should absolutely do it. Now, I don't know if it will happen, but the fact that we're able to have this discussion and it doesn't sound like just some type of lunacy, that shows that the door has not been closed. So